If you want to learn how to play vertically up and down the guitar and not just horizontally, as well as visualize the fretboard, here's an exercise you can do. Let's say I'm playing an F major scale. A good way to start is to play the F major scale on one string at a time. So if I just played it on the E string, it would look like this. It doesn't really matter which finger you use. This is more for a visual. But one way to play it a little bit faster is to use index and middle and switching off between the two. And then you can do this on every string. I'm starting from the lowest possible note on each string in the F major scale to the highest possible note in that scale. So on the G string, and so on. So you would do that on every string, and then you can also do that for different scales. So you can do it for F minor as well. And on each string, you do it in different keys. But yeah, that's where I'd start. The next step would be to take two strings at a time. I'm gonna play the two notes a fourth apart. So what this looks like is I'm gonna play F, so first fret on the low E string. And then I'm also going to play B flat, which is first fret on the A string. Each of those notes, I'm going to go up to the next note in the F major scale. Then you can do that on each string. What you're doing there is playing the scale in fourths. From there you can go a couple different ways. You can add another string, so you can play three strings. You could also add a third note on one of the strings you're already playing on. So if I'm just playing on these two strings, the E and A string, I could add another note on the E string, which would look like this. The intervals here are 1, 2, 4. First note on the scale, second note on the scale, fourth note on the scale. Then you can move over to the A and D string. And so on. As you're doing this, you'll realize you really have to see where each note in the F major scale is on the neck, as opposed to just memorizing a horizontal pattern like how you typically play a scale, right? So like, as opposed to just playing F major scale like this. Because that helps you see F in this position right here. But let's say you're soloing and you end up here or up here, then you get locked into these specific positions as opposed to being able to move fluidly through each one. Okay, so we added a note to the E string. Let's say we add a note to the A string. So still a 3-note pattern. So it look like this. So this is 1, 4, and 5 interval wise. From there you can just keep adding, so you could do a 4-note pattern if you want. And you can get creative with the intervals too. You can do bigger jumps. You can skip over a string. So let's say instead of the E and the A string together, let's say I do the E and the D string. So that's sort of playing that scale in sevenths. Here I'm gonna make it weird. I'm gonna go E string, D string, B string. You can switch the order of the notes too. What I would do is I'd start with the easier ones and then make some up. You know, if I were to just make another one up right now, here I'm going to do just a note from the F major scale on the E string, on the A string, go to the G string, B string, and high E string. And some of these are going to get pretty hard to pick, so you got to figure out, like, are you going to sweep pick, alternate pick? You have a lot of choices. That's the cool thing about this exercise. You can make it your own, come up with your own patterns, get creative with it, have fun with it. Hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching.